Welcome everyone, to those who are here, and also to those who are online. Welcome to the afternoon sessions of the thesis defense for undergraduate students of BS Physics. Our first victim this afternoon is going to discuss his method of detecting objects using ultrasonic pulses. His name is Christian J. Viernes. He is a BS Physics undergraduate student. With him today are, of course, myself as his advisor, Professor Chrismar Pataksil as his reader, and from the National Institute of Physics, Professor Elmer Estacio as his examiner. So, Christian, whenever you're ready.
So thank you, sir, for the introduction. My name is Christian. So good afternoon. My name is Christian, and I will be defending my thesis titled Modeling, Simulation, and Prototype Development of a Linear Air-Coupled Ultrasonic Phase Array for Directional Obstacle Detection under the supervision of Professor Ian Jasper Agulo of University of the Philippines, Baguio, Department of Physical Sciences. So let me begin with a number. So let me begin with a number which is 2.2 billion. So according to the World Health Organization, at least 2.2 billion people globally have a near or distance vision impairment. And for them, navigation is not a given, but rather a luxury. So one tool that aids their problems is a white cane. So nakikita naman natin yan sa labas pag nakakita tayo ng bulag or visually impaired, may stick silang hawak, usually around 1 meter in length. But even if magandang tool yon for them, it still has gaps. So nakikita natin dyan sa figure, yung mga white cane, they usually have low ground coverage, but above the waist or overhead, nawawala na yung effectiveness na yun. So one thing to solve those gaps is ultrasonic sensing because it is cheap, it does not depend on optimal lighting conditions, but it still has its weaknesses. So first is standard ultrasonic sensors use static angle beams that lack directional intelligence and peripheral awareness. So basically, it's saying na kung anong nabili mong sensor, kung ano yung field of view niya, yun lang yun. So yun yung gap na try natin i-solve, which is we have a cone and we try to steer it electronically. So without physical movement, just pure physics. So next. So to address those concerns, I have 3 papers that we will discuss. Like this is a comparative analysis of existing electronic travel aids. So first one is Maud Azam and colleagues of the Journal of Medical Device Technology in 2024. So what they did is they have a jacket-mounted HCSR04. So HCSR04 is a very commercially available ultrasonic sensor. So using that, they attached it to a jacket, and then they have a 98.66 accuracy on hard surfaces. But what they did not do is their sensors are still fixed and no angular awareness, and it cannot detect direction of obstacle within a detection zone. So if, for example, 30 degrees yung vision nila, you cannot know kung saang angle yung object doon. So is it in the 15 degrees area? Ganun. So how our system addresses this is by software-defined beam steering via different electronic steering modes. So we have, I mentioned 3 papers. So the next one is a step higher. So this one is by Davila Montero and colleagues. So what they did is from 1, they increased their sensors to 3 MB1013 ultrasonic sensors on a 3D printed platform. So their method is more on AI and localization using machine intelligence. And they have 99.2 localization accuracy across spatial zones. So spatial zones defines left, right, center, right, left, ganon. So basically, it covers the whole area of yung sa field na tinetest nila. But what they did not do again is directionality is achieved through physical placement, not beam control. So as is ulit. But how our system addresses this is again, mathematical beamforming that controls acoustic field directly. So finally, this one is more advanced, and by Liu and Feng. So What they did is this one, they use a microelectronic machine. Wait lang. Definition ng MEMS ay microelectrical mechanical systems. So these are maliliit na sensors compared to mentioned earlier na HCSR04. So this one is not very commercially available. This one is more on the expensive side. But they used this one and they had a 34.3 main lobe direction and 0.998 correlation coefficient. So again, what they did not do is it has no electronic beamforming capability. So again, we address those gaps. Again, the common denominators between those three sensors is that none of them treat the beam that can be configured. So it's very fixed, but mine control niya. So next is our theoretical foundation of this work. So the theoretical foundation of this work rests on acoustic wave superposition. So when multiple point sources emit pressure waves simultaneously, those waves interfere constructively and destructively. So basically, this is Physics 101 again. And yeah. So when the acoustic wave equation governs pressure propagation in air, so our assumptions for this research is that we assume linear, isotropic, and lossless medium. So the air is a lossless medium. So we ignore effects. The total acoustic pressure from the array of the source is the linear superposition of each individual source contribution. So by introducing a progressive time lag between adjacent sources, the orientation of the resultant wavefront is tilted relative to the array axis. So no physical movement, just pure electronic steering. So out of these concepts mag-a-arise yung far field radiation pattern, or mas needed natin is the array factor. This one depends only on, from the equation, spacing, amplitude, and relative phases of the source. So yung variable na beta, a number of elements, and an inter-element spacing D, and yung operating wavelength. So this is a very important equation because this one encodes the beam pattern of the pattern of our wave. So this one predicts main lobe width, side lobe levels, directivity, and grating lobe locations. So if we simplify the earlier equation to a closed form solution, we would get this one. This is a normalized expression of the array factor. And as you can read, for n elements across different spacing values, manual evaluation across all angles data produce transcendental equations with no closed form solutions. So this is the motivation on why we would use MATLAB. And for example, kasi, if you substitute yung psi sa equation and then we solve for half power beam width in the AF, which is 1 over square root of 2, you would get a transcendental equation, and you can't solve it algebraically, but you can solve it numerically, which is why we have to use MATLAB. So for our MATLAB element and spacing sweep results, here are the parameters we evaluated. So we have number of elements from 2 to 5, and inter-element spacing from 1 centimeter to 5 centimeters. So we are looking for half power beam width, directivity, again, side lobe level, and first null beam width. And we are able to arrive to 4 elements and spacing of 1 centimeter. So this is chosen for the best narrow half power, best compromise between HPBW, low side lobe level, and maximum directivity. So why not settle with more elements? 5 kung mag-i-increase lang din yung directivity natin. So it's actually written on my paper, but if you use 5 elements, magiging marginal lang yung improvement niya in terms of half power beam width. And then, mas magiging complex yung side lobe level, and also yung microcontroller demands would be hindi na worth it for more than 5. So, yeah, again, we settled on 4 and spacing of 1. So if we simulate it, ganito yung itsura niya. So, if you want to move at a certain degree, you would need yung time delay elements given on the right side of the plot. So, ayun, yun siya. Yan. Ayan. So for our hardware design, I guess hindi ito nababasa. Let's move on from that na lang, and then we use the actual device. So this is our hardware system design. Medyo naputol lang. We use ayun lang. We use four TCT 4016 transmitters. So this one is smaller, so 1 centimeter lang. And then we have a larger receiver para mas madaling ma-receive yung signals. These are both in 40 kilohertz frequency. Again, for microcontroller, we use Arduino Uno. Ayun. The process is papasok yung signal dun sa, magsasend ng signal yung transmitter na maliliit, magre-reflect back sa receiver, and then ipaprocess nung analog front end, which is custom designed, which is here. So it has 3 stages. First one is papasok siya sa, it has a, wait lang, sir. Ayun, sir. So it has three stages sa analog front end. So first is envelope detection. First is signal amplification. So this is chosen to have 22 times signal amplification. And this is not chosen arbitrarily. So rather, this is based on the hardware limit nung operational amplifier that we use, the tiny one here, kung nakikita. Ayun siya, yung black one doon. So, ayun. And then it would go to an envelope detection. So, we would use 1N4148 diode there for half-wave rectifications. Kasi, you're receiving AC signals pure AC signals from the receiver. And nag-oscillate siya. So you need to cut that wave into half. So that's just the use of yung diode. Why use a virtual ground? Because again, we are using individual 5-volt source lang. So it's from 0 to 5. And by creating a virtual ground, mag-oscillate na yung value to 2.5, 0, 2.5 gan. So, yan siya. And then finally, magpaprocess siya to an RC filter, which we have values of 10 kilo ohms and then 10 nanofarads, and then finally mapupunta na siya sa Arduino Uno to be processed. So next. Ayun, next. So next po. Ayun, so for that device, we have 2 operation modes. So this one is staircase steering. So this one is yung nakita nyo lang din kanina. This one introduces microsecond delay between the 4 elements as discussed. So magfa-fire yung isa and then magfa-fire yung isa, but they have microsecond delays in between. But why the use for binary steering? Bakit pa natin gagamitin yan when we already have this one that covers all angles from 0 to 180? I didn't mention, but the Arduino Uno we use has a limitation in its computational powers. It's already around 16 megahertz, and then cycles niya is hindi enough for steeper angles to be reached. That's why we have an alternative one, which is binary steering. Hindi siya gumagalaw, but rather by manipulating the transmitters from high-low. So, i-off natin isa-isa yung elements. So, this one is on high. Yung adjacent element niya is on low, and then high, and then low. And this one would create destructive interference in the bore site or yung 90-degree angle, but it would create very visible lobes both sa left and right sides. This is not representative of that, but the computed angles in my research is that theoretically you would have detection zones at 65 degrees and 115 degrees. So this is our experimental setup, very rudimentary. So this is the only available space that I have. So this one is a 90 centimeter by 90 centimeter table, and the sensor is attached to the edge. So I created a polar coordinate on a table, and then I measured it individually for example, in 50 centimeters at 90 degrees, and then I would sweep around across different angles. Ayan. So I use a water bottle. Initially, one is a book, but books are very susceptible to specular reflection. But since you are using a radial material, you would guarantee that one angle would be perpendicular to the sensor. So you would have a good result despite how you position the water bottle. So in our data analysis and statistical treatment, so what counts as valid detection? So a single transmission is classified as survival or valid detection only if the measured distance falls within a strict 5 centimeter tolerance window of the true physical target. So given by the equation, absolute value of measured minus true, it must be within 5 centimeters. So any reading outside this window is classified as an acoustic failure and excluded from the accuracy dataset. So what we will do with that valid reading? So we calculate the survival rate. So the primary metric for beam integrity across experiments is the valid echoes that we solved earlier, the earlier equation, divided by the total number of transmission cycles, and then multiplied to 100%. So it's a percentage value. So before we begin the steering experiments, I first calibrated the device. So from an empirical point of view, I think that the offset is 10.60 centimeters from just looking at the serial monitor data from the Arduino. But a post hoc regression using least squares method, I was able to arrive at 10.78 centimeters. So do I need to repeat my experiment? I don't think so, because the difference is only 0.78. And as you can notice from the standard deviation I computed, we have a range of 0.98 to 1.75 across all distances, which would mean that the difference that we computed is well within that standard deviation. So we are able to arrive, our percentage errors are, we are able to arrive at 2.37% at 70 centimeters, and worse errors at 40 centimeters, which is only 5.50%. So we now tested the baseline effective detection beam width. This is not a true, this is very analogous only to half power beam width, but since I don't have the access to an oscilloscope to measure pure power, I just base it on statistical treatment. So very correlated yung my results from the theoretical results that we solved earlier sa MATLAB. So the red points you're seeing are the survival rates across different angles, which coincides very well with the theoretical results. But we do have a anomaly here at around 75 degrees, which medyo hindi siya nag-fit well in sa results. My theory is that, I hypothesize that to be a grating lobe that we ignored, or an error from measurements. Again, if we compare the effective detection beam width to the half power beam width of the theoretical results, we are able to get this cone, the red cone, which coincides very well with our theoretical results. So next, now we activate the sequential steering, the one we sweep across different angles. So 3 points to view. So the blue one is the unsteered configuration, and the red one is the one where we steered. So we introduce time delays now. As you can see, we have an improvement of, we have an improvement here for our immediate angles right after 90 degrees. So, but the best detection we have is around in 80-degree angles and 100-degree angles, which napakalaking improvement from 42.50% at 80 degrees and 42.34% at 100 degrees. So this one proves that we can electronically steer our beam, and very significant improvement from the unsteered configuration. So But another point to see is that my selectivity drop at 70 degrees. So as you go beyond the angles, you're better off not using the electronic steering na. But is it a failure? I don't think so. Kasi it proves that you are redistributing your energy at different angles, but compared to the unsteered configuration. So next one. So for the another mode mentioned earlier, we predicted that we will have detections at 65 degrees and 115 degrees. So for the unsteered configuration survival rates, they're basically no detections. But if we employ the phase inversion, we would get very reasonable results. Again, for this one is for another test for that makes us ready for real world applications. So we have material sensitivity. So metal bottle, it has a survival rate of 63.64%. So this one simulates almost everything that we see. Kung gagamitin siya talaga in for the blind. Closest one would be poles. But another point is the thick fabric, which has a very low survival rate of 36.36%. So this one simulates human. But one thing to note, bakit siya very low survival rate? Because of yung nature of fabric clothing, which is fibrous material and very susceptible na ma-absorb yung energy na nilalabas ng ating device at 40 kilohertz. So that's another point to see. So another one is tilted book. So this one simulates real world applications but angled. Yung picture lang hindi angled. Ayan. So survival rate is 0%. So this is not a failure of the device, but rather the specular reflection I mentioned earlier. So this one follows law of reflection where theta incident is equal to theta transmitted, ganun. So walang babalik sa sensor kasi tilted siya outside. So hindi na marireceive nung device natin. And next is our conclusion. So hardware accuracy after 10.78 hardware offset correction, the system achieved sub 5.5% error and sub 2 centimeter precision across 40 to 80 centimeter detection range. So again, our baseline EDB performs around 16.9 degrees, confirming a narrow directional acoustic cone. And for our sequential steering, we improve rates at 80 degrees and 100 degrees by 42%. So basically, we are unlocking a new part of our device if we just go with the unsteered. Hindi natin ma-cover yung 80 degrees and 100 degrees. Again, for our binary mode, we achieve a 76.08% and 67.44% improvements at 65 degrees and 115 degrees, respectively. For our material sensitivity, radial high impedance targets achieve 63.64 survival on soft porous materials such as thick fabric, which reduced it to 36.36% through acoustic attenuation, while angled planar surfaces produce 0%, confirming specular reflection as a fundamental physical limitations. So recommendations for future work would be upgrading my Arduino Uno to a more higher clock resolution na microcontroller. So the one with ARM Cortex or field programmable gate array architecture. And also to reduce yung sizing ng elements, we would use MEMS ultrasonic transducer for proper element spacing. And finally, implementing amplitude tapering for side lobe suppression. So this one, amplitude tapering, my device equal 5 volts yung nare-receive nila per transmitter. But if we introduce different voltage values across transmitters, mas masusuppress yung side lobes. And again, finally integrating sensor fusion with optical modalities such as LiDAR, GPS, camera, or even AI. So that's my work. Thank you for listening. I'm happy to take questions. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Christian, for your presentation. Okay. The first set of questions will be coming from the examiner.
Good afternoon, Christian.
No, sir.
Thank you for the nice presentation. Okay. Unahin ko na muna yung sa slides. Can you please flash slide 5 muna?
No. 5.
Parang mali yata yung... Yeah, okay. So this is MEMS, right?
Yes.
Sabi
sir.
mo, no electronic beamforming capability. MEMS should be able to do that, right?
What do you mean, sir?
MEMS devices should be able to do that.
Yes, sir. But yung research na ginawa nila is gumamit lang sila ng MEMS, but in-attach lang nila sa kamay, but hindi siya electronically steered, like walang microsecond delay elements na minention dun sa paper. So I believe they use MEMS just to miniaturize their sensor para mag-fit in siya sa kamay. So ang more on detection nila is like this. So hand-based siya. So ganun lang siya, sir.
Okay. So, wasteful. MEMS is micro electromechanical.
System.
So just by varying the applied bias voltage, you are able to physically tilt
Yes.
the device, right? So I don't know why. But anyway, slide number 9. Christian, ang tanong ko dito, those metrics, HPBW, the directivity, side lobe level, first null beam width. I was reading through your manuscript. I don't know if I missed it or hindi lang na straightforward defined, as what Chris Mar said. It would have been better if even in your presentation, a slide would have been given to explicitly define what these metrics are, because these are very important in characterizing your design.
Yes. So shall I define it now?
Quickly nga,
Ayun.
each one.
So yung half power beam width
Yung
is
yung iyong metrics saka ang iyong anong tawag doon? Rubrics ba? Kung ano yung parameters na tinarget ko for each one. Sige, go.
ano, sir? So mainly it's yung half power beam width is the part where yung width nung wave mo is na-reduce na to 50% as the term half power. So directivity is more on like how
So when you
strong.
take a look at which slide was that? Yung may angular ano ka? Yung polar plot ka? Okay, so if I see your polar plot, could you show me how HPBW would be defined?
So yung HPBW, sir, is hindi accurate, but
Sige lang.
yung the part where nag-drop na siya into 50, so around these areas. Theoretically, these areas. But dun sa statistical treatment that I do, yung half power is around this 98 point. Dito, sir. Parang mali yung sinabi ko. Half power threshold. So dito yung half power threshold.
So practically, it's a measurement of the range,
Yes, sir.
effective range of your system.
Not
Tama.
range, sir, but the angular coverage.
Hindi ba power ng distance from the source yung pwede mong i-measure na angular spread?
Ano, sir?
Right? Like for example, if I measure it at the middle, mas malaki yung angular spread ko. As opposed to when my obstacle is very near my device.
This is, ano, sir, parang normalized kasi to, sir. So, hindi siya indicative of range. So, more on ang target natin is yung coverage niya muna. But, yes, from given dito, sir, like, this is all done in 50 centimeters lang. Kaya, medyo dun tayo may problema slight. But, ang targeting is yung angles. So, for example, here, around, this is 85. So, nagko-coincide siya dun sa theoretical beam pattern and dun sa 95 din. So,
Pagka-arc ang tinignan mo.
yes, sir.
Okay. Mas normalize yan to
Normalize yan
50.
0 to 1, sir. Kasi, remember yung survival rate natin is between 0% to 100%. So, parang this one's, nagko-coincide sila sa side lobe level because we predicted na mahina dapat yung lalabas na results doon. So parang this one is a yes, but for the mas straightforward na angles, like they coincide with proper survival rates.
Okay, okay na. Oo. Next metric, hahaba ito pagka tinuloy natin. Asan na yung sunod na metric mo doon? Slide 5. Ba yan? Slide 9?
Ay, yun, sir.
Ano pa iba?
Ito, sir.
So, directivity, side lobe level, and first-null beam width. Quickly.
Yung first null beam width, sir, hindi ko na siya na-include.
Okay.
But yung directivity is hindi rin ganun ka na-tackle.
Okay.
Because directivity is more on yung forward-facing energy niya, di ba? But again, we in this experiment, I did not care much about range. So ginamit ko lang yung directivity is more on a theoretical basis on ito dapat yung di-design ko kasi maganda yung MATLAB results na binibigay niya. But yung side lobe levels is nagmamatter naman. So I always choose yung mababang side lobe levels kasi side lobe levels very prone to false readings. So
Want
dapat
it to be smaller. Okay.
yan.
Sa revisions mo, sa manuscript mo, kindly state na lang na yung mga metrics na iba, ang ginawa mo lang na assessment ay numerical.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Like
Specifically.
because yung half power beam width is I don't have the tools. I mean hindi ko talaga siya
Kaya
ginagawa.
nga. So you have to state it clearly
Yes,
na simulations lang. I must have missed it as well. Sige, so next, Christian, slide 11, please.
Seven?
I was trying to look for a circuit diagram.
Ayun sir, like yung schematics.
Kindly.
Like hindi ako confident na gumawa ng schematics. Tapos yung tools na ginagamit ko sir, like wala silang ano.
Well, dinesign mo to on your own,
Yes,
most
sir.
of it. But standard circuit design practices would say, paano ba
Schematics.
ang pin configuration ng LM358 ba yan?
Yes, sir.
LM358 na op-amp mo? Ano yung standard na or recommended na application, circuit application ng transducer na ginamit mo? You would find
Yes,
these
sir.
in spec sheets, spreadsheet. Nasa inlet naman yan.
Yes, sir.
So, para lang para lang maging self-contained yung manuscript mo.
Yes, sir. Like,
Pakidagdag na lang, Christian.
okay, sir.
Slide 12, please. What do you mean by a steeper angle sa context ng
Like,
ano na to?
Usually sir,
Steeper angle dyan?
yung feel ko mas appropriate na table dyan sir would be this one. So, for example, you create a polar coordinate here, tapos 90 degrees. Tas if you go say sa right, ang magiging steeper angles na would be around 70 to 60. So hindi ko na include dito, but ayun sir, 70 to 60. Pag sa kabila naman is more on 110 plus or above. So theoretically, ayun na sir, hindi na gumana. Theoretically, I should be able to reach those angles kasi ang dali lang naman na i-move siya from here to here. Pero yun nga sir, may hardware limitations yung computational power ng Arduino. So, hindi niya nakakaya because kung babalikan natin this one, yung time delays that would require for me to reach those angles, mataas na. So, magta-transmit ng wave yung isang sensor, but by the time na mag-release yung susunod, hindi na sila nakabuo ng wave. So, nasisira yung wave. So, wala siyang detection effectively. Like for example, at steeper angles, you would need 20 microseconds of delay, but hindi na siya nakakaya ng Arduino.
Would modulating your signal improve time response?
What do you mean, sir?
In business, di ba
Ano sir?
naka-DC ka?
Kailangan,
Nag-rectifier ka, tapos nag-RC filter ka pa.
ano sir, like they're operating at the maximum level na rin nung ano nila, like sa datasheets ko. And also, ano sabihin ko?
At saka di ba, makapal naman yung setup mo. So, pag nakaumbok na yung sensor, yung angle mo, mini-measure mo like for example, paano ba? Di ba? Ito yung breadboard mo. Kunyari,
Yes,
ito yung
sir.
sensor. Ang 0 degrees ba? Ito.
Yung nasa right, sir.
So, hindi talaga niya maabot yun kasi may
And
naka-package pa yung sensor mo eh.
that's true, but if you look at this part, may may readings sa wait lang, balik data to. Ayun. I have readings at steeper angles, but
Unsteered yan. Unsteered.
nag-improve sila, sir, if you introduce yung time delays.
Pero unsteered to, Christian. Yung
Medyo
blue,
mali yata yung sir, yung labeling. Yeah.
nagkamali. Baliktad.
Yes, sir. Like, check natin.
Blue is unsteered. Am I right?
Yes, sir. Baliktad pala dapat. So, dapat yung steered is yung may nag-i-improve.
Mating ko. Okay, last two questions. Tapusin ko na, Chrisma. Okay lang. Okay lang ba? Same slide. If I compare, so now you're saying unsteered is blue
Yes.
and steered is red.
Baliktad.
Tama ba ako? Or steered is blue, unsteered is red.
Let's, yes, sir.
Make sure.
Ay, tama, sir. Tama na
Ano
pala.
ba talaga?
Steered yung red, blue is unsteered
Okay.
one.
Steered ang red. So I would expect this kasi pagka sinabi kong steered, meaning at some particular phase
Angle.
relative phase delay or angle na kung saan sinet mo yung directionality nung setup mo, you are going to have better
Result.
ano yung x-axis mo, Iho?
Survival rate.
Survival rate for the designated angle and mabilis siya mag-taper off. Tama ba ako? As opposed to when I have a unsteered setting, medyo malaki nga yung aking coverage. May reading ako from 110 to 70 significantly, but yung aking survival rate ay hindi nagiging kasing taas ng steered. Ganun ba yan?
What do you mean by taper off? Parang hindi na siya...
Pinatayo ko yan, mas maliit yung distribution nung angles na may reading ako.
So from yung sa tanong niya, sir,
Kasi in the end, ang tanong ko sa'yo, hindi naman masyado nagbago yung shape eh. Nag-shift lang, di ba?
ayun naman yung
Between
goal.
steered and unsteered.
Like, we don't, naman.
Like for example, if I steer it, ang expect ko, mataas ako dito, pero highly directional na, di ba? Because I'm using phase array.
Yes, sir.
But if it's not steered, then I just get a relatively wider, anong tawag dito? Cone. Mas malaking opening na cone, mas malaking angle. Pero, ang distribution ko at saka yung aking survival rate ay mababa lang.
Ayun, sir, like, wala siyang changes in terms of yung what you say na parang coverage.
Hindi Ayun.
Nasa data 4 yun, sir. Saan dito?
Mas malapad, mas madami ang angle kung saan mataas pa yung survival
Yes, sir,
as
but
opposed to this one.
I
think the full that half maximum of this shape of this curve versus this curve, mas malapad ito. But mas mataas ang amplitude at some particular design.
yes, sir, parang mas yun nga, we aim for directionality.
That's right. What I'm trying to say is, yeah, tama ka.
Instead of
But in this case, sa akin, pag kinumpare ko itong full width at half maximum, kung kinumpare ko itong full width at half maximum, hindi masyadong bago. Would there be an explanation?
ano, sir, like siguro we can go back ulit dun sa
Ano na lang, discuss na natin afterwards.
Yes,
Otherwise,
sir.
hindi tayo matatapos eh. Sige. Last question, Christian, pang Miss Universe. In the context of what you did, if you take a look at the title of your thesis,
dun lang.
baka kasi ng thesis mo, eh. Yun, design, modeling, simulation, and prototype development of a linear air-coupled ultrasonic phase array for directional obstacle detection. In the context of these three major works that you did, you modeled, nag-simulate ka, and then you made a prototype. Ano yung ultimate goal mo?
It's for, ano na siya, more on, first one is yung immediately na we transition from breadboard to PCB kasi marami din tong error sources like yung parasitic noise na inherent sa breadboard. So we move from breadboard to PCB, so magsa-solder. Ganun. And immediately would be additional power source. So nag-rely lang ako kasi from USB to isasaksak siya dito. So 5 volts lang siya. We could increase that to 12 volts for better, mas magandang results. Tapos papalitan yung operational amplifier from LM358 to other more dedicated na kayang mag-handle ng 40 kilohertz na signal. Because LM358 is, I just use it for cost effective.
Require pa ng advisor mo yun, gagawin mo?
Hindi sir,
Personal.
personal yun. Ayun. And then, kasi mas nakaka-handle yung ibang op-amps ng, mas maganda yung signal signal amplification nila. But sir, like, but yung power requirements nila would require me to use at least 12 volts kasi yung operating voltage ng ibang operational amplifiers. Ayun. And then, finally,
Okay na ako.
ay,
Baka kaya naman kay
ayun,
Christian.
sir.
May time.
Ayun, sir. And then, finally, dapat mag-fit into, like, kaya na talaga masuot ng visually impaired individual.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice work. Thank you very much. I'm good. Christian.
Presentation now with very useful.
Hi, Christian.
Yes, sir.
Before presentation, and nagbigay naman ako ng previous
Yes.
comments, so nasagot yung iba dyan na-include mo naman dyan sa slide, pero sa manuscript yung dagdag pa na, like optimization for number of transducers.
I believe na add ko siya din. Around chapter 3, sir.
Tapos, okay, some direct, lang siguro, yung relation sa kanina na yun,
Half hour beam width.
Yan, was also to sabihin ko din, kasi nga hindi ka nagtumawa na parang, ano ba yung, parang hindi ka naman yung amplitude,
Wala akong polar talagang
just,
statistical, more on statistics siya, sir, na as a proxy for dun sa half power beam width and directivity since wala akong access sa tools.
siguro hindi pa yung power, kasi hindi ka naman talaga
Yes, sir.
quantitatively,
But, ayun nga, sir, very analogous lang as dun sa yung mga figures natin earlier here.
yung
So,
like acoustic intensity.
like, I tried to fit in lang yung statistical results to theoretical one. That's why I normalize yung theoretical results first para mag-fit yung survival rates into a one graph.
Sige. There's also a concern sa akin tinanong ko din naman yata sa your assumption that the 50 centimeters is near field by far field.
Yes, sir.
So, explain that nga. You consider the 50 centimeters as a
Yes, sir. Far field is just like what do you call the more technical term? Nakalimutan ko na, but yung equation is if you solve yung far field condition, ang masasolve lang natin dun is around, in the context of my experiments, less than 0.5 centimeters yung far field niya. Hindi ko siya na-mention dyan, sir.
Hindi mo alam na sundan yung parang yung distances between
Ano bang wavelength niya? Ano wavelength mo?
Wavelength is
40 kilohertz ka mo doon.
40 divided
Sir,
by wavelength is
20. Oh,
4
20
ay
25 mm.
yes.
dapat half
25 millimeters ang wavelength. Malayo na yun. 50.
Malayo.
But you have to show it.
Yes.
yeah,
Far field naman na yun. Kailangan lang talaga ipakita ba?
and then for the sake of nga lang wait. Lemonize ba yun? Kasi yun yung metric mo, yung survival rate.
Survival rate, sir.
Yeah, comment din yan.
Explain a little bit how you made that as a metric.
Ayun, sir. So, initially is yun nga nakalagay yung device na to. So it's reading data like in the context of my experiment, 10 seconds worth of data. So that's around more than 90 plus data points. So ililista niyo yan sa sheet. But marami doon yung very false readings, ganyan. So that's why gagawa muna tayo ng parang parang may tolerance window siya doon. So for example, if I'm measuring 50 centimeters as my true distance, tapos ang lumabas doon is say 59, hindi na siya kasali doon. So may eliminate na sila and then they would be pulled into another column, say column sa sheets. And then ito na i-apply yung formula na to na so my valid echoes is say 10 na lang yung natira as opposed to 100 na data set. So 10 over magiging 10% lang siya. So parang very bad readings siya kumbaga. Like that's why ayun yung ginawa kong metric na ayun. Yes, sir.
So it's telling me, may sakit na
Ano sir?
parang if the survival rate is high at around 50, does it tell me na may obstacle or wala?
Ano,
Obstacle in front or wala?
parang more on ano siya din. Yes, yes, that's true na parang may obstacle siya pag mataas yung survival rate mo, but pag mababa, we can classify it as false readings, ganon, or specular reflection, or reflection sa... Since hindi ko kasi kinover yung elevation angles, like azimuthal lang ako, so baka yung reflection sa table, ganon. So, yun lang. Given din, sir, na... ito, sir, like 5 centimeters, very generous na kasi yung standard deviation ko is around nasa 1 centimeter lang ata. Ay. So it's 3 times my standard deviation. So medyo generous if we can call it that. So 0.98 to 1.75. So like that's almost 3 times, 2 times ganun. So syempre hindi rin ako gagamit ng tolerance window of 10 kasi medyo ano naman yan, very leaning on my results na gusto kong lumabas. So 5 centimeters is very generous kasi ganun lang ba siya kalaki. Like, ganun lang. Ayun.
So ano na ulit yung magiging sources mo ng systematic errors?
So more on for one yung sa simula sir is yung yun nga yung parasitic capacitance ng device. Tapos yung
So PCB dapat ang
yes sir sana. Tapos yung eto I don't have a guarantee na may ano tawag dito. May uncertainties dito sir yung every device. So manufacturing errors na hindi accounted for. Tapos yung ano din sir like yung quantization nung delay nung Arduino. So for example kasi is if we go back here,
versus simulation, ano?
if we go back here, ay saan na yan? Ito, may mga decimal points but Arduino does not read decimal points. So it has to round off yung delay na kailangan. Even if gamitan mo pa siya ng port manipulation, hindi magiging accurate yun. So, yung wave na nakikreate, hindi exactly as that given dun sa yun sir.
Versus simulation, point sources yung ano, simulation.
Ano sir,
Apat na point sources.
hindi siya point source serve kasi yung sa MATLAB, if you're familiar, gumamit po ako dun ng yung sa phase array systems toolbox nila is cosine antenna element. It's a step forward compared sa isotropic kasi isotropic is very unrealistic kasi na-cover niya yung 360 but yung cosine antenna element is the closest one I can think of in simulating this kasi na-account niya yung geometry pa din nung transducer. May another option pa dun which is yung Gaussian. Hindi ko siya na-mention dyan, but Gaussian antenna elements, so hindi siya nagpo-provide ng side lobe levels. So if ginamit ko yung Gaussian antenna element here, hindi lalabas tong mga nasa gilid. So I would have dots around here with no way of explaining it kung ba't sila nandun. Kasi sinosuppress nung model na yun yung side lobe. So it only focuses dun sa yung bigger blue one.
Parang may concern na ako sa definition mo ng steeper angle. Because
Ayun.
more on parang bias siya sa
More on ano lang yun, sir. Siguro steep. Empirically steep.
Ano mo na? Sabihin mo na lang yung number,
Bias.
range ng number para mas objective.
kasi parang sabi mo yung steeper angle.
Angles ranging from this to this number. The question.
So, Actually, it will lead me to the, ano, yung tawag dito, ano na, 42% slow.
Yung
Ano na, to improve,
improvement and
improvement.
improvements at 80 degrees and 100 degrees. Kasi,
Compared to the unsteel.
yes sir, initially pag nakatutok lang siya dun, so four elements firing.
Other device nila,
Yes.
with respect to the unsteel. Okay. So, improvement of 42. Ano ulit yung explanation
Saan sir?
for the unsteered and steel improvement, yung improvement na,
Ayun sir, like,
yung 42%.
ano sir, parang it just proves na nafo-focus mo yung energy dun sa desired angles that you want.
Physics.
Like ano sir, yung mentioned earlier, like constructive interference dun sa desired angle mo. So magkaka-distractive
Hindi
sa
natin na-satisfy yung conditions for constructive sa range, sa ano mo, sa wavelength.
ano sir, like yung sa spacing hindi siya satisfied. So that's why we have side lobe levels. Ay may mga lobes na unwanted. But nasatisfy siya in a way because we are able to prove na may improvement kasi na-direct natin yung beam doon sa desired angle na yun.
Still have one. Sa statistical reliability, yung detection of reliability sa amin. Pero sige, diretso na lang ako sa ano. So, how do you propose to na parang gawin? Kasi nga doon sa introduction mo, it's parang ako as a visually impaired individual, how do you propose
So if
the parang prototype?
So, after moving from breadboard to PCB, so we would expect na mas malit na yung form factor niya. So, ang naisip ko dito is, yun nga, mag-add ng batteries, improve yung ibang errors, tapos i-attach siya, like, if you're familiar sir with, ano yan? Police body cams. So, very unintrusive lang siya. So, nakadikit lang siya dun. Tapos, we would add additional, yung haptic feedback. So, for example, may nade-detect siya at a certain angle, may naka-attach na vibrator here, as yung ganun. Yan. Para mag-vibrate.
Parcel.
So, they would know na may hazard sa right nila or sa left. Ganun.
Kung directly,
Yes, sir.
direct-
Meron din, sir, like, parang haptic feedback siya, sir. Or auditory. Like, options naman yun, sir.
let me go back sa yung mga obstacles na ginamit mo kanina. May
Ano lang,
around,
bottle,
may bag na, yan.
ayan, sir, like, hoodie siya. Yes.
I was just wondering bakit mga ba zero
Ay, ano siya, parang, ano, sir, pag nag-tilt kayo, parang, for example, yung, parang it simulates hard objects lang, sir. So, yun, sir. Pero ito kasi is
Pero nilagay mo sa 50 yun. Exactly.
Yes, sir, lahat.
50 yung tumbler.
lahat sila 50.
Okay.
Ayun.
Yung center nila.
Yes,
Center.
Yes. So, parang,
Maganda yung tumbler. Cylindrical.
cylindrical siya kasi, sir, like, at one point, may perpendicular na angle dun sa sensor. Kahit anong adjust ko pa, laging may at least one na 90 degrees in relation dun sa sensor. So, may babalik at may babalik na angle. If compared here sa book na if even I tilt it slightly, medyo ano na siya, ano na yung data ko, magkaka-errors na kasi hindi siya completely 90 degrees dun sa
Plane yun. Ito, parang yung tawag natin yan sa optics kasi parang may lens. Parang nagme-mirror, nagpo-focus ba? Kaya, kasi nga, marami kang signals dyan. Ngayon, ito naman black na straight. Baka marami kang signals. Wala na, hindi na siya. Pero I'm just curious bakit itong bagay na ito.
parang ano
Ito, mukhang, yun nga, nilagay mo sa 50, so parang nagfo-focus. So it
Yes.
goes back to the...
This one is yung nature, sir, ng mga acoustic impedance nung frequency na ginamit combined with yung porous material na ina-absorb nila yung 40 kHz as opposed sa mga rigid objects na ibabalik talaga nila. So may na-absorb na iba, may na-reflect na iba sa thick fab.
Yeah, we look at the two, sa end, ito cylindrical. So you can imagine lang na two-dimension, the cylinder siya. So parang may focusing dun sa for cylindrical. Pero yung plane kasi parang para siyang hindi specular, parang nagdi-diffuse yung mga acoustic signals.
Yung usual naman ng water bottle, sir, is more on para mas reliable yung data na bumabalik. Parang yun nga, yung, sir, as I mentioned earlier, para guaranteed na may reading pa rin ako. Like, very, very prone to angular errors yung other planar surfaces. Kasi pag ina-adjust ko siya sa experiment, if I'm off by just a few degrees, hindi ko na makukuha lahat ng needed ko na data. But dun sa water bottle, sir, yes, may mga nag-i-spread out still, but may makukuha pa rin akong data kasi yun nga, we have that one point in a cylinder na always perpendicular perpendicular dun sa sensor.
Yeah, I'm just concerned kasi baka may pader siyang pupunta.
Yun yung ano sir,
Mababanggaan siya.
yung na-mention naman din siya as a weakness ng device, sir. That's why
So there
we
might be-
have, ayun,
I'm just looking at the physics kasi nga parang may tawag dito, hindi lensing, parang mirror. Kasi nga nilagay mo sa parang magiging point source kasi yung kung meron siya, parang siyang cylindrical. Lahat ng signals na gagawin mo, parang wala na siya. I-focus niya at the center. So you get the signal back. Get the signal back. So yeah, you might want to consider other configurations transducers, ultrasonic transducers. Yun lang yun. Hindi, later ko na lang sa manuscript kasi nga this is a physics thesis, so dagdagan mo siguro
Yes, sir.
kasi magmukha siyang engineering
engineering.
engineering project lang. So anyway, you added some discussions naman ng physics sa introduction, so you might
Yes.
want to put it back sa conclusions.
Yes.
Explaining yung signal process and signal detection ng physics. Anyway, a lot will be on the recommendations.
Yes.
Recommendations.
Okay, thank you very much. Professor Stasio and Professor Pataksil. Christian, thank you for your presentation. We don't have any questions online from our online audience. And are there any questions from people here? Okay, so since there are no more questions, we'd like to thank Christian for his work and for his presentations. Congratulations.